Welcome back to Vintage Steel Garage. Today we're going to change things up. In fact, actually not today, from here forward we're changing things. Keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to change things up a little bit. I've found how I do the videos and how I work aren't conducive with each other really. I have a tendency to, work your way through a job and then move on to another job. You might do if you're doing a repair, but if you're doing a sort of an ongoing restoration, you'll do a bit, you'll jump onto another thing, you'll jump back. So what I've decided is I'm going to change it, and I'm going to change it to more of like a vlog. I don't really like using that term, but it's going to be like that. And basically I'm just going to film an episode of me in the garage. The cars I've got to work on. Not only does the video need a reformat, so does the garage. It's a complete tip, and it's going to start with the garage. And to be honest, the garage probably looks like most other people's garage. I've got projects half finished all over the place. I've got a board racer, I forgot about that. I was building a board racer down there. Do you remember that? Yeah, never finished that either. And there's a tank for it up there. Just see the tank up there for it. So there's stuff everywhere, to be honest, and I just really need to get sorted everything out. So we're just going to do an episode. I don't know what I'm going to do, and we'll just go with it and see how it develops. But the first job I'm going to do is get the vintage steel sign up that my daughter bought me. And what I've done is I've made a box for it, and we're going to hang it on the wall. So there we go, there's the first start to the refresh. A new sign. Pretty good, eh, doesn't it? Right, let's go and do something else. Right, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do next. We're going to have a look at sort the wheel situation out, because I have got two sets of Porsche rims. I've got these sort of fake BBS LM wheels. I've got some lobster claw wheels for the Porsche. I've got two sets of wheels for the truck. I've got another set of... I've probably got about 5 sets of wheels in the garage, and I do not need 5 sets of wheels. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get the 911 out, which is covered up, try these wheels on. I haven't even tried them on. I've even changed my mind even before I've put them on. I'm going to put them on, see if I like them, and if I like them, we're keeping them and we're putting them on. We're making decisions. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to change these wheels out. We're going to change these out for the BB LMS and see what they look like. Interesting as well. Have the Boxster out, no one comments. Just push this out now, and as the guy came past, asked me what year it was, says it was a lovely car. Nice, isn't it? Right, let's crack these off. So we're taking off a wheel there that's 18 by, what's the tyre? 225 40 18, and we're putting on 225 35 19. Right, let's try these. I bought them, and what I don't like, if you can hear, got a chrome ring on it. I don't like that. Now if I like the wheels, I think I can get that chrome rim off. I'll probably have to repowder coat them, and I think I'm going for either a very pale gold or a bronze. So I thought, you know what, the car on the ground, get the wheels on, try them. I've been armchair debating if they look good or not. So let's drop them down and have a look. What do we think? What do we think? Front wheel or back wheel? I am not sure. With the rears, I do have a problem in that I can't put them on properly at the moment because these are running spaces already, factory fitted spaces, and the way the spacer works, basically I just can't get them on. Right guys and girls, what do we think? What do we think? Improvement or not? It needs a 20mm spacer to make it look right. So that's not helping the situation. Let's have a look and celebrate with a Pepsi Max. Obviously other drinks are available. I'm not sure. I don't like the chrome rims. They'd have to go. And maybe the wheels need to be gold, and if that was 20mm further out. Right, so we've tried those ones on now. Now we're going to try these ones on. These are the genuine Porsche ones. So these are 19-inch. I think they're 8s at the front and 11 at the back. So these are the same spec, apart from being 19-inch, as the wheels that are coming off, which are 18. So let us now try the 19s on. Unfortunately we've got no tyres, so we're going to have to do a bit of imagination on this. Okay guys, I need you to tell me what you think. These 911 Lobster, the original Techno wheels, or these BB LMS wheels. I just can't make up my mind. I'm actually favouring these now. I think maybe a 5mm spacer on the front. Back looks good. Versus these. It's a tough one, isn't it? I'm not sure. Post a comment down below and let me know what you think. Okay, so we're partway through this rebirth of the video, let's call it. A couple of things I've found already I needed to change is the camera was going in and out of focus, so I fixed that, stopped that autofocusing, so it should stay in focus wherever I stand, so that's good. I've got the wireless mic working now as a Neanderthal with electronics, and we're going to carry on with the next stages of the video. Now also what I have realised is I did a part 1 and a part 2 of the Boxster. What am I doing with the Boxster? I said I was doing it up to sell. Now I've done all the jobs on it, done the service, I've done the MOT, Got a new back window in it, 4 new tyres, service, air filter, oil filter. So talking about the hardtop replacement, just have a look at the insert video here from a couple of weeks ago when I took it to a place in Liverpool, had the rear window replaced before and after. So what we're going to be replacing is this rear window here where they're prone to crack along here, so I've put a bit of sellotape on there just to stop the water coming in. So he's telling me he's going to replace this. I'm not sure, we'll get there. When we get there we'll find out. Undo the stitching, slide a new piece of plastic in. Hopefully it's going to look as taut and as good as that when it's replaced, and it's got the original sort of green tint that Porsche had. You can see it's very split here, and I think what had happened is over the winter it sat outside in the UV and the weather. Unfortunately the last 6 months it's been outside, it's got brittle. When I came to do work on the engine and I folded it up, it cracked here, so it was on a road to cracking, and it has gone cloudy as well, so hopefully that will look a lot better in a few hours time. Right, so we're back from Birch trimming services, and there it is. That is absolutely fantastic. There's kind of a little sticker there saying what it is, so it is obviously the correct flex glass, and that's sewn in. And what he basically said he does is takes the whole roof off, takes your back window out, stitches a new window in, seals it in, puts it all back together. £250. I dropped it off in the morning. 5 hours later I picked it. Better still, it's in the middle of Liverpool. You should go for some nice breakfast at Brown's, go for a bit of shopping, then go for some lunch. It'll give you a ring, go back later. It's city centre, it's right near the Albert Docks, and pick it up. So it's a wonderful day out, and that is absolutely fantastic now. Got a few other little bits of jobs to do on it. I've got a sill trim I've got to replace. Now, I bought this from Steve Strange, which is a breakers near me, and this only cost me £8. And I noticed that on the driver's side there's a massive gouge in it, and I'd never noticed it before. Caught my eye, and I'm not sure if the trimmer that did my rear window dropped the hood on it or damaged it in some way. I don't know, but I don't think I've seen it before, if you know what I'm saying. But it's only £8, so I'm not bothered. So there's a few bits left to do, but what am I doing? Am I going to sell it or am I going to keep it? Well, it's so much good fun. If you're thinking of buying one, buy one. They are just so analog, so much feedback from the steering, from the suspension, through your backside, through your feet, through your hands, through your it just makes you feel good. They handle really well. Went out for a drive around in it the other day, probably did about 100 miles on a weekend on country lanes. The more you rev, the more they pull. They'll pull all the way to 7,000 RPM. And if you're getting that sweet spot over 3,000 RPM, to 7's probably getting a bit close really, 6.5, something like that, you really want to be changing up. But if you get from that point to like 3,500 to 6,500 RPM, go up through the gears. Obviously not going to go all the way up to 50 doing that because that's a bit naughtily fast. It is, I'd say quick, I wouldn't say phenomenally quick, but it's fast, you feel it, it just handles well. So basically, it's a long waffle to say, I'm not selling it. It is not going. So the Boxster is staying. Therefore, something else has to go. And I think it's going to be the Apache. That has not moved since before COVID, so that's 5 years. I drove it in there. Nothing wrong with it, I just drove it in. It does have a little bit of an intermittent problem where I think the starter motor and the flywheel don't engage properly. There's a few teeth missing, so sometimes you get a bit of when you're trying to start it. So I'm going to get the gearbox out. It's no, it's not, it's manual. It's a 3-speed auto. I'm going to get the 3-speed auto box out, get the flywheel out. You can't buy one because it's 1958 GMC Apache engine. The Chevy engines are popular and common. It's a different flywheel. It's called a flex plate actually because it's an automatic. It's a different flex plate, different number of teeth. So I'm going to have to get that out, see if we can send it to a machine shop, see if they can tidy up the teeth that are damaged, realign the starter motor, and then my plan is that's for sale. of course, unless I do 500 miles in that and I really enjoy that, then I'll keep that. No, I think actually I've had my fun out of that. I've been to Le Mans a couple of times in it, been to lots of American car shows. With other things I've got going on, I don't have time for that now, so that is going to be sold. So, Boxster staying, that's going with some work on it. Right, what else have I done while I've been having a haircut and a new t-shirt? Got tyres, let me show you tyres. So I've got Michelin Pilot 4 tyres. I've got 235 35 19 for the front and 295 30 19 for the rear, and these are going to be going. I've made a decision. Yes, I'm going to be putting these wheels on until, of course, I don't like them, and I'll change them to these. But no, for now, I'm sticking with these wheels. These wheels are going on. So these are, I think they're 8.5 front or 8-inch front, and the rears, which are just there. There, you can see it there. They are 11-inch rears, so they're going to be going on here with the tyres. My plan for my next episode is to have those tyres mounted. We're going to be doing TPMS sensors on my daughter's Ford Fiesta. TPMS sensors are tyre pressure monitor sensors. It's got a fault light on at the moment. I went to a garage, well, I rang up a garage, one of these national tyre garages, should we say, in the UK. Rang 2 different ones up, said how much to replace these. They said £100. I said, oh, that's good, £100 for 4, brilliant, I'll be down this afternoon. They said, no, £100 each. It's £400 to replace these. You can guess what I said. Bearing in mind, I paid £470 for 4 new tyres on the Porsche Boxster Bridgestones. I'm not paying £400 for these. Bought these from a local parts place. They were about £40. I've fitted someone in someone else's car already, and then you just have to buy a little button just to reprogram it. That was £8 off eBay. So I've already proved the theory on someone else's car that I fitted to, and that's got the fault light off and it's gone through an MOT. So I've got 4 to replace on there. The other job I need to do is the idler bearings on the Boxster. These have come in, so these are the bearings there. They were about £10 each. These are a Dunlop bearing. I'll give you the part number when I come to do the job. I have got it. I have actually done another separate video just on this. I think it was just before I went to Le Mans last year. I think the reason I'm in this predicament that I need to replace these is last June I pinched the idler pulleys out of the Boxster and put them in the 911 the night before I went to Le Mans. So they're a bit grumbly. They're not bad, you know, it's not that I can hear them as I'm driving along or anything like that. It's just if I put my stethoscope on them, you can hear they're a bit gritty. And for £10 each and a quick press out with a couple of sockets and press in, I'm just going to do them. So there's that to do. There's one brake hose to do on a Fiat 500, my other daughter's car. So I've got 2 daughters' cars to work on. I've got the tyres for the 911 and a few jobs on the 986. So that is my plan for the very next episode. We're going to do, as I say, film for a week or 2 weeks, edit it all together, and it's just going to be a snippet. So that's instead of these sort of how-to videos of how to just do this job, how to do that job. So please post below, give me some feedback if you think this is a good idea or a bad idea, if you want to go back to the old format of just basically, you know, this is just this one job. Let me know, please. I just thought I'd give it a try. So bye for now. Tune in next time and we'll keep improving the process. Thank you. Bye.